Hi, Louie Gohmert here. It's a very sad time in America, and especially here in Washington, D.C. But if you notice behind me, our flags are not at half-staff, not by the Speaker's order, not by Chuck Schumer's order, not by the President's order. They could have requested that the loss of American lives that have happened in Afghanistan and will continue to happen since we have so many Americans that haven't gotten out, it's going to continue to be tragic. There is so much we don't know. We've been lied to repeatedly by this administration. They say maybe 10,000 Americans, they've gotten 5,000 out, and they say maybe there's less than 200, maybe there's hundreds. We're not getting the truth that we should. And the thing is, we have Afghan allies who fought with us, lost family fighting with us, for us. And between 2001 and 2002, they had defeated the Taliban. There were some that fled to Pakistan, which is a whole nother issue. Pakistan's support for the Taliban has been a problem, and this administration turns a blind eye to it. Some of the leaders of our allies were invited by Pakistan to Islamabad. Interestingly, it was right about the time the Taliban started their big move on Kabul. And maybe they're there still by their own volition, but we're not hearing from them. That does not sound well for them. So we need to be making demands of Pakistan, and if they're not going to help, if they're going to continue to help the Taliban kill Americans, rape and kill women, or put them into sex slavery, then we need to take action with Pakistan and not keep sending them money. Maybe it's time to support the Baluch in having an independent country if Pakistan is going to treat us in such a way. But there is so much damage to our reputation that's gone on. One of my friends here in Congress said, he was also prior service. He said it's going to take a generation to get over this blow to our credibility. And I said, we haven't totally gotten over the blow that Carter was in his weakness in begging the Ayatollah Khomeini and those radical murdering Islamists to let our people go. It wasn't until President Reagan came in and they knew he meant business. So even then, it took a long time. We're not completely over the damage that's been done. But I'm telling you, it is a sad time. $80+ billion of weapons that can now be used against us. I've got former intel friends that are saying, look, we're following what this administration's doing, and there's some future Boston Marathon bombers in the group they bring into the United States. This is dangerous. They're not being properly vetted. And besides, with the southern border wide open, then, those 5,000 or so prisoners that this administration was complicit in being let go, as the Obama administration included, they know they can come across our southern border. They can bring weapons that we left for our enemies to use. But for all of my military friends, those who have served this country in uniform, just understand your service was not in vain. If you served in the last 20 years, you kept America safe on your watch. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you've done. It's my honor to fight for you and for what you've done in Washington, and I will continue to do all I can to try to get America back to a safer place where this ridiculous leadership of this administration will not be continuing to do so much damage. You got our own president. It's all he can do not to nod off in public. has to keep looking at his watch when he's got American heroes' dead bodies coming in front of him. You got Secretary Blinken that doesn't seem to know sick 'em from come here, that's gotten us into so much trouble and damage to this nation's credibility. You got military leaders that seem to be just giving a wink and a nod to our enemies. Okay, now you get to take over. Well, I'm telling you, it's time for resignations. And if that doesn't work, then there's something called impeachment. But it's time for the winking and blinking and our president nod to go. Thank you. God bless you, everyone.